April is nationally recognized as Child Abuse Prevention Month. A local nonprofit organization has events planned to recognize the month and bring awareness to child abuse prevention. The group and their story are coming up next on Polk Place. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Tina Mann, and joining me in the studio today is Andrea Hagan, who's the Prevention Specialist with Heartland for Children.
Thank you for having me today.
Welcome. So, before we get into the actual events planned for April, why don't you tell us a little bit about Heartland and what they do?
Well, Heartland for Children is the local nonprofit lead agency that oversees the system of care in regards to prevention, foster care, adoption, and all of the preventative services that we offer throughout the community in Hardy, Highlands, and Polk counties.
That's quite a large area to cover, and there's a lot of kids who are in need that you guys help.
Absolutely. On any given day, I'd have to say our greatest need within Heartland for Children is for quality foster parents.
Absolutely. How many kids are currently in foster care?
On any given day, that number can change, but right now, in the total umbrella of the children that Heartland oversees, we're somewhere upwards of 2,200 children. So that's a high for us. So we definitely need those families that feel a call to foster to come forward.
Excellent. And April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and that's one of y'all's main goals, is to actually prevent kids from going into foster care to begin with. So you guys do educational programs, things like that. And every April, you guys actually hold events with regard to this. So we have a big one coming up. So why don't you tell us a little bit about this one?
We do. We are super excited that April gives us the opportunity to focus in on prevention activities and to highlight child abuse prevention, that everybody can play a part in that. And our goal is to get as many folks as we can to come out to the Pinwheels in the Park event. And that's our annual event that we do in partnership with the Lakeland Flying Tigers. And we're super excited for that partnership. And it's just such a wonderful way to get families and individuals, organizations out, celebrate the evening, and celebrate and become more aware of how to prevent child abuse and neglect in our community.
So what is Pinwheels in the Park?
Pinwheels in the Park is basically a good old-fashioned baseball game.
Excellent.
So we have everybody come out. The gates open at 5 o'clock at Publix Field at Joker Marchant Stadium. The game starts at 6, and during that time, between 5 and 6, there's opportunities for kids to get on bounce houses and to play, and photo booths set up for everyone to get in and take pictures and use props and just learn from the different vendors that are there, different supports and resources that are in the community, because we know that our families are stronger when they're more aware of how to be connected and how to be supported in our community.
That's definitely true, because there's so many resources that are out there that people aren't utilizing, that they don't know about. So it's always a great opportunity for them to just do some information gathering. Even if it's not for them, it's for the people that they know as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about, like cost and things like that. Is there any cost to go?
The Pinwheels in the Park, that you can purchase tickets in advance online for $7. At the gate that day, that evening, they'll be on sale for $10. So you can purchase them ahead of time or there at the gate.
Which is easier?
It really just depends, personal preference. I like to plan ahead, so for me, I'd probably purchase them ahead of time. But for those that maybe their schedule is unsure, or they're not sure how many people they would need tickets for, it might be easier to do it the day of. And one of the really cool things, the Lakeland Flying Tigers players will all be wearing custom-made jerseys that have a pinwheel on the jersey and little mini pinwheels on them. So those are fabulous.
So what's the symbolism behind the pinwheel?
Well, the pinwheel is the national symbol that is used to represent happy, healthy childhoods. When you see the pinwheel, most people immediately think of when they were a child. And so many times our city commissioners or our county commissioners will lift that pinwheel and just give that gentle breeze blow to it to see the pinwheel move. And it's just, to remind us all that all children deserve to live and grow up in happy, healthy childhoods, and for us to have strong, healthy communities.
I agree. I mean, I have 3 adopted kids of my own, and I know that they experienced way too much before me and way too much stuff that adults don't even have to deal with. So, it's been my goal as a parent to try to, provide them as much of a childhood experience as possible.
Right.
So you guys are doing the exact same thing. So how many years have you been doing this event?
Oh my goodness. We have been partnering with the Lakeland Flying Tigers. I've been with Heartland for 8 years now, and we've been doing it the entire time I've been with Heartland. So at least 8 years now that we've been partnering with them for this event, and each year it grows and continues to build. We're super glad that we're able to also partner with Prevent Child Abuse Florida, that we're able to order our Pinwheels through and order parent resource guides and guides for professionals in the community that we can make available not only at Pinwheels in the park, but to our city and county commissioners and to the general public, just so that they have parenting resources and knowledge that's research-based, it's data-based, and that within that is interwoven the protective factors. And we know when those protective factors exist, not only in the family but a community, there's a decrease or a decline in child abuse and neglect, and again, happy, healthy families.
Excellent. And is there any food at the event, or do people need to already eat before they come?
I would say you can eat before you come, or if you enjoy, like me, to get a hot dog and a Coke while you're watching a ball game, the food will be available. The regular vendors that are available through the park will be available and open that evening.
Excellent. Speaking of that park, I got a chance to go there recently, and the renovation of the whole stadium and the field,
Yes.
It is beautiful out there now.
It is amazing. There's nothing but a good seat in the house. And what's wonderful too for us, and I would think for all that enjoy the park, that as our families and our kids come out, kids get antsy sitting still.
Yeah.
So we'll have the bounce houses open throughout the game. They'll be able to jump
good.
on and play in. But it's also a park that you can walk completely around. So you can walk all the way out to the center field and stand out there and watch the game and have your kids and be active with them. Yeah, it makes for a really wonderful evening for families.
And hopefully we'll have good weather this year.
Yes, fingers crossed for sunshine and a gentle breeze.
A gentle breeze and maybe a little bit of cool air, not 90, 100 degrees.
Well, and one of the things that we love when we have that sun setting and the gentle breeze is a few of our folks, so they plant a pinwheel, a large pinwheel with over 800 pinwheels out in the berm.
Wow.
And it just looks beautiful, sparkling in that sun setting and that silver and blue. It just is a great reminder. And then of course we'll have a pinwheel parade. So the children that are at the game will be able to go on the field with their pinwheels and march around the bases. So again, very child focused, very family focused, and encouraging families and parents to do and be engaged in activities that have them interacting with their children.
That sounds like so much fun. So are there any opportunities to help with the event? I mean, do you guys need any volunteers, or in general, does Heartland ever help or use volunteers at all?
In general, there's a couple of ways that volunteers can get involved with Heartland for Children, and even with the Pinwheels for Prevention campaign as a whole. 4 different ways that folks can get involved with the Pinwheels for Prevention campaign would be simply first to educate themselves about healthy child development and parenting practices, and how they can become involved and support their local community. Another would be to participate. Come out to Pinwheels in the Park. Come out to the proclamations. The City of Lakeland, the City of Lake Wales, the City of Winter Haven, and our Polk County commissioners, our Board of County Commissioners, will all be hosting proclamations. So that's a way to advocate. Folks can advocate and become familiar with what the needs are in their community, advocate to their local officials and legislators, and just to become more involved in how do I support as an individual? What one thing can I do? Not everybody's called to be a foster parent. Not everybody may have an opportunity to be able to adopt, but all of us can do one thing. Maybe we can also donate our time by mentoring and maybe sponsoring a drive. I know at Heartland, different things that we have are needs of are resources for the children when they first come into care.
Right.
Things that folks don't think of, like diapers and wipes, hygiene kits, hygiene supplies, simple things like pajamas and underwear and socks. And those are things that we can work hand in hand with our case management agencies and our protective investigators to ensure when children are first coming in that they have their basic needs met.
It gives them a little bit of their dignity back.
Absolutely.
And makes it a little less scary for them, because often they're taken and they don't I mean, it's just almost an immediate thing, and they don't have time to grab stuff, and it's sad. I mean, it really is sad that, and a lot of the time, you know, it's in a plastic bag. And do you guys
Right.
accept duffel bags and things like that?
We
to
do.
help
We
out?
work with a couple local organizations that provide suitcases for our kids so that our children are always able to travel with a duffel bag or a suitcase. We've recently had a donation from Publix, and
Excellent.
they provided duffel bags for our kids that also had the hygiene kits in them. We've
I
had
saw that on
Retirement Village, the Swiss Village out in Winter Haven did something for us like that. And then even Resurrection Church over at the Council of Catholic Women have also been donating hygiene supplies. So little things like that. You might think, I can't do everything, but again, what one thing can I do to support a child and a family?
So we've talked about the event in Heartland. What is the best way to get information about this event, future events, and more information about you?
I'll tell you the best way to stay connected with Heartland is to follow us on social media. We are there on Facebook, we're on Instagram, Pinterest. So if you just go to Heartland for Children and or our website, heartlandforchildren.org, and you can follow all the amazing things that we are a part of and engaged in. You can ask questions, you can find out what does it take to be a foster parent, what does it take to become an adoptive parent. Email us if you have an idea or a suggestion or a unique way that you think you'd like to get involved with supporting children and families or connecting to resources. One of the other things that we make available out into our community is an online resource to families. And we know that connecting families, all families, to resources and supports to help undergird them, to help strengthen them, really helps them in their time of need. So we have Heartland.Aunt Bertha, and you can go to heartland.auntbertha.com, and there's 10 different categories of free or reduced services that are available to all families in our community.
That's excellent. You guys provide such an important resource for the community, and I know I love following you guys on social media. You're really good about posting things, and from the silly employee things to the events that you guys are doing. So I would encourage people to follow you guys and see what you're doing.
And I love that you say the silly employee things, because one of the things that we know is really important is to have fun.
It is. It is. And that's when you're dealing with kids. If you're not having fun, then they're not engaged, and they're not going to, they deserve the fun.
Right.
So.
Right.
But thank you for all that you do. Hopefully we'll see everybody out at Pinwheels at the park, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you at the game.
April is nationally recognized as Child Abuse Prevention Month. The Pinwheels for Prevention campaign uses a simple child's toy to remind us that we all play an important role in children's lives. During April, local agencies and child advocates will be raising awareness about the importance of taking an active role in promoting healthy child development, positive parenting practices, and community action so that child abuse and neglect never occur. Hardy, Highlands, and Polk counties will be proudly displaying pinwheels to serve as a reminder that we all have a responsibility to ensure children grow up healthy and safe in our communities. Heartland for Children have partnered with the Lakeland Flying Tigers for our annual event, Pinwheels in the Park. Sponsorship opportunities are available for businesses or agencies who would like to be a part of this year's event. Join them Saturday, April 14th, with gates opening at 5 and games starting at 6 p.m. at Publix Field at Joker Marchant Stadium. For more information, give them a call at 863-519-8900 or look them up on the web at heartlandforchildren.org/pinwheels.